Morning, morning. How's everyone doing today? Happy Friday. It's the weekend, people. You know what that means? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fun time. You can work and you can play if you want to. So the real weak spot in Uber's business model, I saw it yesterday when I read the earnings for the second quarter, and that is the following. So firstly, they changed rides to mobility, obviously for legal reasons. I want to call themselves mobility, and then food is now called delivery, right? So delivery could then also incorporate parcels, etc., cargo, and so on and so on. But the big weakness is that despite the fact that the food side, the delivery side has grown like crazy, right? There's no profit margins. Uber does not have profit margins in delivery, right? Most of the time they're actually spending more, right? Incurring more costs than what they're bringing in on the delivery side. So you can see by the losses that they post is that there's still a long way for food delivery to go to become profitable, and it's a very, very competitive space. You know, people have to throw marketing incentives, discounts, etc. at new customers in order to recruit them, and that's what all of these companies are doing, Grubhub, DoorDash, and all the players, right? So to make profits in food delivery, as I read yesterday, is extremely difficult. Now, on the mobility side, drives, you know, with Pool, that was the biggest moneymaker, right? Those margins were fairly healthy in the mobility section. However, that whole part of the business has dried up. A lot of those riders have moved on, right? So that to me is an eye-opener, ladies and gentlemen, is that you cannot rely on the food delivery alone. That's just not going to fly, right? And I'm in the BMW. I had a Mercedes here who wants to race, but I'm definitely not going to take the bait. On the off-ramp, on the on-ramp, I completely destroyed him, but I'm not going to engage in a racing. So William O'Connor's in the house. Sorry, I'll read those messages just now. But doesn't that make sense, right? That this weakness has really been exposed in the second quarter, that too much of Uber is now relying on delivery, on Uber Eats, and there's just no profit margins, right? So mobility, rideshare, which was down 73%, that's what brought them the margins. That's where they were heading towards a profit, not on Uber Eats, not on deliveries. Douglas says, hello everybody, hope everyone is safe. Yes indeed, hope you're doing safe. Hope you are safe, not hope you're doing safe, hope you are keeping safe. Haven't had my coffee yet. And you know, with rides, 73% of that market gone in the United States. Now, they are seeing an uptick and an upswing in their foreign markets. And why? Because they have COVID under better control. So people are slowly starting to go back. Passengers are slowly starting to go back in the foreign markets, especially in Europe. But as for the United States, I mean, it's still a crap show, right? It's a crap shoot. And if Uber, which built its name and its reputation on ride sharing, if they are now going to focus exclusively on Eats, on deliveries, because that's where they are making the money, well, good luck to them there, because there's no profit margins. There are absolutely no profit margins in food delivery, in the food delivery business. In fact, many reports that I've read is that they spend more than is coming in. and hence these massive losses each quarter on Uber Eats. And when you look quarter to quarter as far as rides go, now mobility, they were tightening the margin, they were getting better margins, obviously many a time taking more away from the driver and trying the algorithmic models to screw over drivers, so their margins were getting bigger, their profit margins were getting bigger. I mean, they were still posting a loss, but their margins were getting better. Mike in the house says, hello all, how are you? Good to see you. I'm going to do a little pit stop here. Got some crazies. Got some crazy bastards driving here today. It's like the wild west. Wild west out here on the 101 at the moment. LA drivers are the worst drivers I've ever seen in the world, except for LA Uber and Lyft drivers, of course, but the fast and the furious, right? And they then go out and go crazy on the roads, like this guy on my left here. You can see I'm up his ass, and now he slows down. Fuck you, man. Asshole. Tries to cut me off. Bye. Send him a strong little warning. Tries to cut me off. Yeah, you motherfucker. Here. Sit on that. Don't take shit from these people. I did. Gave him a nice middle finger. I wants to drive on the outside and then cut in front of me, so I have to hit the brakes. You know that feeling? That drives me crazy. Now there's a nice car here, Subaru Impreza. That thing goes, that thing flies. That's a fast car. You know that car? Subaru Impreza. You are impressing me. Good morning. Nifty 50 in the house. Happy Friday, everyone. Topic of my video, where I say I see a big weak spot in business, in Uber's business model, and they're just relying too much on Uber Eats, and there's no profit margins in Uber Eats. Absolutely none. Food deliveries, I think, is a lose-lose. Too many people involved, too many people trying to steal each other's customers, too many discounts. I mean, you're throwing so many acquisition and marketing dollars before you recruit a person. I mean, you're in the negative for most of the time. As long as there's multiple food delivery companies in the mix, you're in the negative, and they're not seeing this. And that's where Dara's focusing on. Whereby as in the rides business, they were perfecting their model, taking more and more away from the driver, sadly, getting those margins up, bringing down the losses, the quarterly losses, and it was showing an improvement. It was heading towards profitability, and then boom, just like that bomb in Beirut, it was gone. 73% evaporated. And that's not really nice of me to use that as an example, but that was a really, looking at the footage of the Beirut bomb, wow. I mean, not a Beirut bomb, so I take it back. Beirut explosion, right? Explosion, which looked like a bomb. Now, Yeah, this is probably a good gas station to make a pit stop. Do you guys know Winnetka? Grab this Winnetka exit here, if I can make it. Sandwiched between a Porsche and a Corvette. Very nice. BMW flying around the outside, round the outside. So here in the neighborhood, where I live, this I call him Fake Jake Paul. Man, all the FBI teams moved into Calabasas onto our turf here and just raided their house. What they call the Team 10 house. All these YouTubers hang out and do their little shenanigans. I think they confiscated a whole bunch of weapons. I think the guy probably has the right, if he has a safe and everything and has gun licenses, probably has the right to have those guns on his property. So my guess is they would have to give those guns back. It depends what he was doing, if he was firing off rounds in a residential area, because there were people that were interviewed that reported that they heard loud bangs and explosions at night. So who knows what these characters were up to, right? Who knows? But here, I'd say a semi-decent, it's busy, semi-decent gas. Up, let me take that one. Yeah, okay, buddy. I think I got here first. Yes, I did. W thing should be on the other side. Mask on. Dun 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 dun. Right. Back in a second. Gasolina, maso gasolina. While the gas is running, how's everyone doing? Good. Where my spot above? Give a little bit of a shout out, spot above. What am I doing on spot above? Good question. Thousands and thousands and thousands of short little city videos. Douglas, is anybody making any money with Uber and Lyft? I mean, people are posting their positive screenshots of earnings, right? So I'm seeing like people doing $400 a day. People are posting, I made $200 on this trip with a 3.8 or 5 multiplier. Make the money while you can if you are driving, right? That's going to change. And I mean, it should be a win-win for the driver and for Uber to set your own multiplier. Because if you are setting the multiplier high and you are nominating your own rate in California, hear me on this one, right? Collectively, the drivers are pushing up the rates, meaning The riders know, okay, rates are going up. Obviously, hazard time, pandemic time, essential workers need to be paid more. They are willing to pay more. And the two parties that are really profiting here, obviously the passengers paying way more. I saw a trip from Camp Pendleton, a little bit inland, $220, right? Because the guy set a 5X and nobody was coming to pick up the passenger. So the passenger took the 5X. That trip, which should have cost $50, $60, ended up costing them, they ended up costing $240, right? Now, Uber is making a bigger margin, so it should be in their best interest to allow drivers to set higher rates, right? As long as both sides are doing it, right? As long as Uber and Lyft are doing it, because if Lyft is undercutting their prices, the people have two apps, they will go to never enough money, no frickin' weekly bonuses, says Phil. So, as long as Uber and Lyft are working together, allowing California drivers to set their rates, collectively the drivers can push the rates up, and both sides, all three would earn more, Lyft, Uber, and the driver. A little bit of the loser would be the passenger. The driver is greedy. The driver is greedy? I don't think the driver is greedy, and I'll tell you why. Because for all the times you've been on these negative, miles, like these trips where you just like driving 15, 20 minutes and you're not earning to pick someone up, you're losing money. Now you're making a little bit of money. That doesn't make the driver greedy. I don't think that makes the driver greedy at all, right? Quite the contrary. I think it's a pretty smart move. If the guy is in an area where he knows, he looks around, he gets some feedback, he looks at his Lyft rider and his Uber rider app and he says there's no cars around. Okay, you know what? Now I'm going to set the rates high. I'm going to set the multiplier high with the hopes that somebody is going to take 3.8 or 5x, and they do. Good for him. Does that make him greedy? No, I think it makes him smart. I think that's working smart. Okay, good. Let me hear your argument on this one. I'm not discounting my point is that because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay. And do you think that Uber has that philosophy? Because you can, it doesn't mean you should? Right? They know they can, and they will. They will take more. So look, it's you or the company, right? It's you or the company. You got to take care of yourself. You have a car, you paying for the maintenance, you paying for the parts, you paying for the gas, you paying for the insurance, right? You truly have to take care of yourself. So setting your own rates is not a bad thing. And if I'm way out in the boonies and and I can see on both rider apps that there are no drivers around, I'm going to say, okay, I might get lucky here. So the guy puts it on 3.5 or 3.8 or 4 or maybe even 5. And the fish bites. I don't think that makes them greedy. Only 100 trips for $1,000. Is that like a group discount? Are they selling packages of 100 trips for $1,000? $10 per trip? Boy, this is LA is welcome back. The welcome back bonus. Oh, okay, I get it. 100 trips, you get a $1,000. Boy, it's the welcome back, that's for sure. Troy, how are you, buddy? He says, look, when Uber and Lyft were charging surge, they were charging the passenger a lot of now the driver. Thank you. That is a great argument that Troy made. Look, when they were running out the surge program, wow, we're making money with the surge. I do believe they got sued several times over surge. You started seeing surge disappear again. But surge certainly worked for the companies, for Uber and Lyft. It worked for them. So why shouldn't setting our own rates work for us? And by the way, this is the part that gets me. It should not only be for Californians. Come on, man. Why are the people in Georgia or Florida or Texas or New York or New Jersey or Colorado or Utah or New Mexico, why are they not benefiting from this? Why can't they set their own rates? And I tell you what, it's because those states have not taken action on Uber and Lyft. It's sad that only maybe Massachusetts and New York and California have taken legal action, right? Pressurize these companies so that they are forced to show for once that they are treating you as semi-independent contractors, allowing you to choose your destination, which Lyft just took away the other day, by the way, and that you can set your own rates. I mean, if the states are not forcing Uber and Lyft to make the changes, those others, they will happily keep on running their algorithmic money scheme and not adapting as they had to do in California, right? There are some people in California making way more money during the pandemic than some of their neighboring states in Nevada and New Mexico. Why? Because they're setting their own rates. That's what independent contractors should do. $1,000 is a, you might go out there, do 100 trips, collect the money, and Uber and Lyft, whoever's throwing the bonus out there obviously thinks you're going to continue, and this is a way to draw you back in. I reckon that people will do 100 trips. Hey, I'm going to go and collect that $1,000 and then sit low again. So we'll see if their strategy works. Maybe the guy just goes out, does 100 trips in a few days, collects. Hey, I made myself $1,000. That buys me a little bit of time. Ay caramba, these people are driving aggressive today. What is going on, folks? Aggression. People have aggression. Today, it's truly the Fast and the Furious are out. Today, this is Fast and Furious number 8 and number 9 and number 10, the movie. Like Rambo 12 and Fast and Furious 15. But that's sad. I haven't missed road rage. Well, if you're not out there, you don't experience road rage. I got to say, in LA, I'm definitely experiencing a lot of road rage, and I tell you why. Because the moment the highways are a little bit more open up and it's more fluid, it gives the person an excuse to speed and cut off and do erratic behavior, and that pisses other people off. I've seen people fly around the outside, cut someone off because they misjudge it and they're speeding down the side to get a small gap. They go in, and then the other guy just goes absolutely S-H-I-T insane, and then gives chase. You're not going to do this to me. And then you suddenly see two cars chase each other. I see that a lot in LA. So, pandemic road rage, abbreviated PRR. Do you suffer from PRR, pandemic road rage? Yes, Your Honor, I suffer from PRR, pandemic road rage. I didn't mean to do that. Please squash my fine, Your Honor. Well, son, you were speeding at 120 miles, and then you got into an altercation. Your Honor, it was because of PRR, pandemic road rage. Miami got, okay, good. Right now, that's interesting. So Miami, good point. Hot and feisty Cubanos racing down the streets after watching the Fast and Furious movies. Probably a lot of hot rods and Dodge Chargers and Hellcats racing around Miami. Welcome to Miami. Good point. They should do a survey. Which city has the most road rage? So you reckon Miami would win that? Road rage city number 1, Miami. Road rage city number 2, Los Angeles. Road rage city number 3, Boston. Road rage city number 4, New York. Oh yeah. Chicago of New York. Road rage city number 5, Chicago. And that data's there. I mean, I'm sure they have road rage data. We should ask a university to conduct a study. Do you ever think Uber and Lyft will go bankrupt? No. I think they'll always be able to hang in there, and if need be, they'll sell off. Those people want to somehow cash out. You know, they want to get something on their shares, right? So, you know, worst case, they sell it to Jeff Bezos or, nah, motherfucker, you ain't coming around here, buddy. Sorry. What's this idiot doing? Jeez, like people driving today. Boom! Hey, stop fucking driving up my ass, man. You stupid fuck. Get a fucking smack. Guy's like literally titching my back of my car. Yeah, you. Get a flatty, boy. It's like literally, I don't know if you guys can see him in the mirror, but this monkey here is like literally, he pulls up and then he brakes right in front of you. You can see he's got like pull up, brakes. I see his head go forward all the time. Pulls up, brakes. Touch me and you die. Whoop, whoop. I mean, massive tailgate. I have a certain tolerance for tailgaters, but I look at their necks, right? When they ride up and then they brake and I see their neck go back. And they ride up against you and then they brake and their neck goes back. Then I know I have a serious tailgate on my hand. And that's the time to send him a message through the mirror that he's going to get a hefty smack. Yes, you old man. Now he looks away. He's all scared. Get some driver etiquette. Rideshare Professor is on a roll. Ay caramba. Got racing drivers competing with snails, with today's weird traffic energy. Maybe I should just zen myself and just chill, just drive nice and slow. Omer is driving. He's streaming right now. Omer, how are you? I just saw him come on live. It's interesting how you get those announcements on your phone. This guy is going live. This person's going live. Dustin's going live. Jay Correa is going live. Omer is going live. The whole world is going live on YouTube.com. That's it. Yeah, the cover videos that I made, 99.9% I got amazing response, right? And what I do before I go out and sell something, let's say as a salesman, you got to believe in the product. If you don't stand behind the product, don't endorse it, don't sell it. So many people have sent me crap and I don't endorse it and I will not sell it because, you know, you would be like there was a charger once, you know, worked for some, broke for others, and you know, it was working fine for me for months, and I saw the benefits. It would bring me a whole lot of extra tips. Some people reported that it broke, so you don't know at first glance. You don't know, but if you look at the cover packages at first glance, you just have to say, this is what gig workers need. And I'm not just talking Uber and Lyft drivers, I'm talking gig workers, right? Because this here, your steering wheel, this is your office. If that guy who was tailgating me had accelerated because he wanted to get out of a situation and banged in the side of my car, and I now have to go and get it fixed, and this has happened to thousands and thousands and thousands of drivers, right? Cars in the garage. You can't just get a rental car and get back on the platform. It takes a long time for all the paperwork, right? So downtime, 1 or 2 weeks. Hey, guess what? 80% of your earnings are covered, right? God forbid you end up in a hospital, you're hospitalized. Now, it's not a medical insurance. No, that's not what it is. It covers you while you're in the hospital, 80% of your lost earnings. Another big one, the deactivation. It's just, you think you are safe from deactivation. Oh, I'm not going to get deactivated. I'm a 5-star driver. Oh, I'm not going to get deactivated. I'm a 4.96 rated driver. It takes one asshole, ladies and gentlemen, and your account is deactivated because they made the most insane crap story up about you, a false story, and they presented that false story to Uber or Lyft for whatever reason, because they didn't want to pay the trip or that you pissed them off, whatever, and suddenly you're kicked off the platform. Now you're losing money. Will you get back in again? Boom. Legal Rideshare sends off the letter and just says, hey, ladies and gentlemen at Uber and Lyft, you have wrongfully deactivated my client, put him back on the platform. So there are many, many, many reasons why Cover, Kover, .ai, artificial intelligence, right? That's the website address. Just go and read all the positives. Just go and read all the positives. It's not difficult. And then figure out, hey, what's best for me. Now, they've formed the relationships with all of these companies. That's why you put in your password, it gets checked by Uber or Lyft, you're approved and you're in, right? They have a sort of like an API dialed into that gig worker system. And this also benefits Uber and Lyft. So if you're out of the business because you had an accident, okay, at least we know, Uber knows our driver is being paid 80%. So there's no reason for Uber and Lyft to be against Cover. It actually makes them look even better, right? So this is a win-win-win situation. A win for you, the gig worker, a win for Cover, they're earning a little bit, and a win for the company, because in case of any eventuality, you know, at least you getting help, and at least at some point you will be back again, versus digging yourself into such a hole that you might, for example, lose your car, might get repoed because you're behind in payments. Why? Because you were not earning. And does Uber and Lyft want you to have your car repoed? No, they want you on the road. That's why they're throwing bonuses, like Phil said, $1,000 for 100 trips right now, right? They're throwing these insane bonuses out right now. Send me a screenshot of that, by the way, Phil, please. Thumbs up, everyone. Arm wrestler guy. I'd love to arm wrestle you. I love arm wrestling. I quit Uber back in March after 4 years because there's a strategy with arm wrestling. No more for me. It's a total joke, lots and lots of BS and propaganda. It was just my extra money. I found that I don't need it. And arm wrestler guy, that is great. That you know, to see that awakening that it's not working for you, the numbers are not working for you, and instead of hanging in there with the hopes that it will get better, you quit. And I applaud you for that. That was the smartest move. And then you reassess things and you moved on. And I'd just be curious to hear where you moved on to, right? Because there are certain cities, there are certain times, there are certain categories where you are not making money, right? There are certain cities where there are more opportunities in big metropolitan cities like Chicago or LA, big business areas where you can maybe make more money in a specific category, or where you can offer comfort, or where you can offer service where they will tip you on the service. May it be black, may it be SUV, may it be the luxury category because you're hanging out in Bel Air at hotels or in Beverly Hills at hotels, where when the person gets into your car, one trip pays the equivalent of 5 or 6 or 7 regular X trips. So, you know, I hear you. I totally hear you. It makes sense for some people. Specific categories in specific time slots in specific cities are just not making money. They show me the screenshots. Somebody's making $3-4 on a trip. That's not money. It's costing you more to operate your car. That's not money. Money is, for example, the other day, guy sends me a screenshot, made $240 because he said a 5x. The other guy said a 3.8x multiplier that a rider agreed to in a XL category, and they made $240, you know, in 56 minutes. That's money. But the onesies and twosies, Michael L says doubt it. I'm not sure what you're responding to when you say doubt it. But the onesies and twosies and threesies, like I say, under 4, we don't whore. Well, yeah, I mean, Trump needs that bill done today. He needs that bill. He needs cash for the people, right? Because it doesn't make him look good if it doesn't pass the bill. And they're too far apart. Republicans are willing to, are willing to put up $1 trillion. I think the Democrats want $3 trillion. But, I think what a lot of people don't know, where a lot of senators, especially on the Republican side, remain very quiet, is that so much of that money in the first round out of that $2 trillion went to all these businesses that these guys knew. I mean, people were getting $10 million, $25 million, $100 million. So, Mnuchin and whatever, I'm not a big fan of Mnuchin, by the way. He used to be an entertainment movie guy here in LA. He's definitely not qualified to be our state treasury. But, those guys were taking care of their own guys. And the GOP, which likes to claim that they're a little bit more fiscally responsible, right? They saw all this money squandered in the first round on cronies, on contacts, right? A lot of the monies went to big churches. Well, now they're like, hey, you handed out too much money in the first round. Nah, you know what? Only going to make it $1 trillion. Nancy Pelosi knows they need to strike a deal today. Today, right? This is supposed to go down today. If it doesn't, my take on it is if Republicans and Democrats cannot reach a deal today, she's put a foot down on the $600, right? And I'm sure Nancy Pelosi and Schumer are a little bit flexible. I'm sure they would settle on $450 or $500, but they're not going to settle on $200. And they also know at the same time that if many GOP senators, if Trump wants to even remotely be re-elected, they got to get this bill passed, right? They got to get aid. The bill also means that there's aid to schools, there's aid to hospitals, there's money for the different states. Everybody's waiting on this money. So they can't really go on vacation again until it's done, which is completely true, Phil. They've got to postpone their vacation, right? They make so much money, man. These people make so much money. They don't even make their money. These people don't make the money on their salaries. These people make the money on the deals that they do at night. All the perks. I know. A little too much inside information on that, how well senators and Congress people do. Correct. Johns J is correct. Open up the floodgates. I gave you the money. Makes him look good. That's what he wants. Trump would be, I think, all for $3 trillion. The more money that gets pumped back into the economy, the faster the recovery for Trump. So I think the Democrats know that, and I think, and I'm trying hard to stay neutral here, right? Trying hard to stay neutral. But I do think that Nancy and Schumer know that Trump needs the money, and that the money does indeed need to go back into the economy. Because if you receive a loan, a business loan, right, you put it back into the economy. You make investments. You buy more cars. You hire more people. It kickstarts the economy again. It's a no-brainer that the money trickles back, right? We have 19 people in the house. I only have 8 thumbs up. We could get another 11 thumbs up. I'd be a happy guy. Smack that like button. Middle of 405 traffic. Oh, and then early on, I remember now, early on I was at the gas station filling up. 1 p.m. big meeting, Dems and White House officials. Okay, 1 p.m. Hopefully they made an announcement. Maybe they're going to start blaming each other. Oh, they didn't do the deal and these guys were stalling. You know, like childish little children, both sides. Hopefully they make a deal, which is good for everyone. Hopefully. And obviously the fat cats will get fatter, but at least some of the money will trickle down to the middle class and the lower class. I hope. Right. Now, earlier on, at the gas station, I put on my spot above hat, give it a little bit of a shout out. It is my goal. I always set myself goals, right? It is my goal to create 15,000 short little videos monthly stimulus hopefully comes back. Yeah. 15,000 short little videos by the end of 2020 for Spot Above, which equates to a ton of YouTube traffic, which equates to a lot of subscribers. So I have a very much like a cookie cut system in place. Oh, that's cool. Guy's got big BLM sign on the back of his car. That's pretty cool. Cool. Thumbs up. Arm Wrestler Guy says, my wife and I have a flower shop. We have been in business now for 34 years. I just did Uber in the morning. Good. And you know what? Congratulations. That's awesome. 34 years they have had a flower shop, which means you know what you're doing in the department of flowers. You're doing weddings, you're catering, you're building, you're nurturing those relationships. I'm sure your biggest orders come from weddings, right? And maybe you set up a website and show all your different flower arrangements that the bride and the groom can order. And by the way, if anybody does know this, on August the 29th, I get married. Yeah, just around the corner, I get married. Right, so that's great. I'm very, very happy for you that you have a business that's in existence for 34 years, and then all you tried as a side hustle, sounds like a side hustle, you were trying to make a little bit of extra money through Uber and Lyft, which you are, because you've been able to hold a company for 34 years, you and your wife. You figured out, nah, Uber and Lyft, I'm not making money. I'm looking at my expenses, just like you have your flower expenses, you have your overheads, you buy your flowers at the market, you have your decorations that you have to buy for the flowers, the pots, the holders, the rent, the phone bill, the Wi-Fi. You know your costs, and you know how to make your profit margins with your flower company. But you look at Uber and Lyft and you can say, listen, I'm out there hustling so and so many hours. He has the conversation with his wife at dinner and says, honey, this ain't working. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm like marrying my best friend. We like best buddies. And then together we now have a family of 7. We're 7 of us. And it works. I mean, we'll go surfing together, we'll go on Hawaii holiday together, we go on off-road trips, Utah. So the 7 of us have been tried and tested. It works. I look at the family dynamics, it works. There's no fighting, and once you know that works well and there's peace and harmony, and you just really, like, my kids are like bestest friends with her kids, I'm best friends with my soon wife to be. That's wonderful. That's the way it's supposed to be. And of course, you always have your times when you get tested and tried. That happens to every relationship, every marriage, every business. You always get tried and tested. Thank you, William. I appreciate your kind words. You rock. So today I'm heading down, and you'll see it when I arrive there. I'll show you some of the progress on my 55 Bel Air. Damn, I'm pouring a lot of money into that, because a lot of the old parts just have to be replaced, and it's expensive. But I'm doing so much customization on the inside with the carpeting. I ordered red carpets. I'm gonna reach over, it's damn heavy. You see this? Red carpets here. Rolls and rolls of it, because I will be cutting up the carpet and customizing the kick panels, customizing the backboard for the speakers, etc. So a lot of customization, and they don't sell those pre-cuts. They only sell pre-cut carpet, right? The basic carpeting is already in red. The floor mats are Bel Air red mats. Red lighting underneath the dashboard, red lighting underneath the seats. You can change the tone and the mood of the car, which is really cool. But all the little areas where you have to do customization, right? You have to pre-cut the kick panels. You have to pre-cut a backboard if you want to put four 6x9 speakers on it. So that's like where the details are. That's where the time goes into. But the overall picture, and I've done it to many cars, I've put elaborate sound systems in many of my cars. And I love sound. I'm a huge fan of sound. I guess it comes from my teenage days as being a DJ. I was a DJ from age 14 till about age 22. And then I started throwing big events, music events, laser shows, concerts. I've done some big concerts and music events and raves. And Pontiac GTO. Oh, it's beautiful. That's a fast car. That's a muscle car. I wish I could file against Uber for money they stole from me, but you can always listen. A smart attorney will always find a way around that. Just like I'll give you an example. Trump signs or makes people sign all these NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, where he puts crazy fines in. If you breach it, 1.5 million. If you breach it, $10 million. Now, many lawsuits have challenged his NDAs because they too broad. They breach First Amendment rights, and many of his NDAs get overturned. You know, and why do you make NDAs? You make NDAs so people don't disclose information, or you make NDAs because you want to shut people up, you want to silence people. People can't say anything bad about you. So he has so many people sign NDAs. Now, if you're in the White House and you're citing NDAs, that has no validity if you're in the federal department, right? Because there's other laws that supersede that because of highly classified information, right? So a lot of these NDAs are not even valid. So many law firms have challenged his NDAs, sued him. Mary Trump got the go-ahead. She overruled that. Michael Cohen is going to publish a book right before the elections. Remember Omarosa? She fought him, still fighting him, published a book called Unhinged. So NDAs hold up, I think, on certain levels at certain times, but you can't just willy-nilly have everybody sign crazy NDAs. Oh, if you breach this $10 million, if you breach this $1.5 million. There's no validity. Do they have value? Yes. Especially in companies, right? When you make people, there's highly sensitive data, just like Anthony Lewandowski, who has to pay a $756,000 fine to Waymo and Google. He signed an NDA that he would not disclose information to other companies. Well, he did. He breached that, and he's paying a hefty fine, right? And he's going to jail. So NDAs in that case, yes. Slicknick says, I drove for our financial advisors Model S one time, and my dad got jealous. Oh, I bet that's a stunning car. Tris is in the house. Thank you for that information yesterday. Thank you for the text messages. I appreciate that. I'm right by LAX right now. I'm surprised it took me so long to get to this point. Now the highway is open. Now it's rolling. Now finally cars are moving. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it. And Dwayne Johnson in yet another movie. Man, this guy. Dwayne Johnson makes a lot of money. The Rock. That guy is coining it. Abstract Echoes in the house. I didn't see him. Hello. Alex S is in the house. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Arm wrestler guy, I reciprocate that back. You're a great guy as well. Very nice to meet you. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your story, because I feel that if people, people could get inspired by your story. People could learn from your story, what works and what doesn't work, right? And the more people honestly share information, honestly, right? Not just sharing fake information, but sharing honesty, we can grow, we can learn from one another. But it's a huge headache. It's a lot of work disseminating, picking apart false information. What's real, what's false. But if the person from the get-go has pure intentions and is not lying and wants to share good, honest, truthful facts, we can learn, we can grow. But sadly, the playground has become so convoluted in the last 4 years. So convoluted. People putting this article out, this false graph, these false numbers, this false survey. It gets exhausting. It gets exhausting. You guys go onto Facebook. Facebook truly, in my honest opinion, has become like a full-out war ground, like a battleground between two parties. It's just this information to make them look bad and this counter information to you look bad. And I will post this information to make you look bad, and then you post that information to make me look bad. I mean, that's what Facebook has deteriorated to, right? It's supposed to be the book, the face of the nation of billions of peoples. It's turned into a battleground. It's turned into a battleground. That's sad. I find that very sad. What? Cool. Okay, good. I bought 2 short surfboards last night, real custom, nice Roy Sanchez, and another really cool surfboard. And I was asking the guy if he had something bigger for my heavy weight, and the guy's, yep, I got it, which is cool. That's great. So I got this one friend who has been surfing for 30 years. He's got tons of surfboards. People go and have their surfboards fixed at his house, and then he sells a lot. So I said, buddy, I need 3 boards. 2 for the kids, 1 for me. Gave them the weights, gave them the sizes, and he put a real sweet deal together. So I'm going to pick up numero 3. He's got it ready for me. I'm excited. I want to do things with my kids. I mean, I surfed when I was a teenager in South Africa, but I'm not a great surfer. I mean, I just want to chill in the waves, lie on the board, talk to the kids while they're having fun catching waves. That's my idea of surfing. If you could put a margarita in my hand and guarantee me there are no great whites, I'd do a lot more surfing. It's very chill, my friends. It's very chill to be out there on the ocean. Even like I have this really pro water boogie board, nice big one. I could just chill out there. Cool. Maybe I should vote. I should run for office. You know, so many people. My dad, true story. My dad was a very well-respected politician. My dad advised to Gorbachev, to Reagan, to Helmut Kohl, all the old presidents. As a little kid, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old, I was at houses and embassies of people that are, wow, I was at that person's house. Wow. I was at that time. You don't know as a little 11-year-old You know nothing about politics. You don't know who that person was. Today, when I look back at the photos, oh my God, I was at that person's house. Oh wow, I was there. Interesting, my dad took me to that event. Interesting, my dad took me to that embassy. Wow. So yeah, I love politics, very passionate about politics. Definitely wouldn't mind shaking it up. And maybe, you know, I don't know. I feel like politics is so corrupt though. So corrupt. And it's the corporations that corrupt it. And politicians are lured by the greed, you know. They get more and more greedy because people dangle gifts, vacations, deals in front of them. You do this for us. We do this for you. You do this for us. We do this for you. Corrupts politics. Corporation, I mean, donations should be set at $50 maximum, not $500,000, $2 billion. Look at that former Trump guy. He made $38 million he took out of Trump's campaign for salaries. Ferraris, everything, living the life in Florida. What's his name? Pascal. He's in his 30s. In a matter of 4 years, he made $38 million as a campaign, as his chief campaign guy. Living the high life. I don't know. Got to live with all that karma, my friends. Come on, baby, light my fire. Yeah, I just looking at this little water here and like, where did I get this from? We got these when we were at the Four Seasons last weekend. That was amazing. Oh yeah, William, you rock. Let me read it. I understand people have their own options on politics, but I wish people would just get along. I feel like that would make the world a better place. Well, William, I appreciate you saying that. And if people would adopt that thinking, if people would act in that fashion, the world would be a better place. And I appreciate that kind donation, I really do. But sadly, you know, I don't know what happened in the last few years. I don't know. I don't know how people were pinned against each other, how people can start hating people, how Americans can start hating Americans. I don't get it. I find that extremely damaging. I find it extremely frustrating as a human. I read a comment, just mentioning a random name, Michelle Obama. She came out saying she felt low depression or low energy over that. And again, I want to have a conversation, a decent conversation with any Republican, any Democrat. Civil discussion. I don't want it to get into and it saddens me, William, and I respect what you believe in, who you believe in. You're a very civil person, right? But I find it sad when I log into Facebook these days. That's why, you know, during the pandemic, when it's so trying and testing on you and on your family anyway, it's like, it's stressful, right? And then on top of that stress, you get on Facebook and you read all the political stress and the political fights and people fighting against people and white lives matter fighting against black lives matter. I mean, it's just an endless boxing fight, right? Online, Facebook. So what I did is I posted a picture on my Facebook of my soon-to-be wife, and I said, guess who's getting married in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of the craziness. I said, we are, like heart happiness. And people saw that as such a positive message, like, wow, okay, here's a nice distraction. Here's a happy distraction in the midst of all of this. And that post got over 300 comments and well wishes. Every single one of them was positive, right? Every single one, 300. Oh, what a piece of wonderful news during these crazy times. And if you think of it, it really is. It is a beautiful distraction, like a marriage, something happy, growing your family in the middle of a crazy ass pandemic. People dying, 155,000, 160,000, 170,000 soon, 300,000 by the end of the year. All scary numbers. Everybody, bam, fighting. Hook, uppercut. Great. A little bit of positivity in the midst of all this craziness is a nice distraction. It's a really nice distraction. This is a really dangerous part of the 405 where the Scott, here's to California Labor Commissioner. Boy, are they pounding Uber and Lyft. Suing them for wage theft. You are stealing wages. They had over 5,000 cases filed. California Labor Commissioner got all these drivers filing their own cases. We want our money. It's like, wow, 5,000 people feel misclassified. Well, we better start a lawsuit. Good. It's time. Happy Friday, everyone. Saturday tomorrow, fun day, fun weekend, Saturday, Sunday. What are your plans? Happy Friday. Main thing is stay safe out there. Stay safe. Yeah, it sets up a lot of cases better. Hopefully people see the money, man. I don't want to just see the lawsuits. I want to see people getting victories, man. I want to see people holding up $100 notes, lots of them. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see lawsuit. Show me the freaking money! Show me the money! And show me hand sanitizer in every car. And show me that you have a mask. Yeah, well, Massachusetts filed something. They did a big step in the right direction. Show me the money! Uber, Lyft, Postmates, Amazon Flex, DoorDash, Grubhub, Shipped. Show me the money! What is this crazy guy doing? People are like, what? Maybe some people were just listening and suddenly they hear this guy screaming. What on earth is this guy doing? What is he doing? Has he gone nuts? No, I haven't gone nuts. I'm calling for action. I'm calling for action. I say enough of all the lawsuits. Stop stalling. Stop keeping us in the courtroom. Show us the money! That's what I want to shout out in front of the headquarters down on Market Street. I want to be in the middle of 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Show me the money, Dara! Show me the money, John Logan Green, whatever your effing name is. That'll get the media's attention. Parallel to Long Beach Airport right now. Oh, the keywords, cool. I can get you more keywords. Here's a good exercise, Scott. Here's a great exercise for you. Great exercise. A lot of people don't know this. Yeah, I remember that one, and I apologize for losing my marbles in that one. So, Scott, what you do is you find out big websites that are offering your service, really successful websites, and you make a list of about 20 websites. Okay, hear me out. Here's the plan. You get all of those websites, big and small, doesn't matter, even small, like mom and pop shops that help you with credit repair, the big ones, the small ones. When you right click on your mouse, there's a pull down bar and you click on view source. View source. SOURCE, view source. Click on that. It opens up the HTML code of that website in a separate window. And you look at those various source codes of different websites, and you will notice in the first 10-15 lines, many have what they call meta tags or keywords that are comma separated. You cut and paste those. Take them, cut, paste. You put them and you alphabetize them. Jesus, difficult word. And you get rid of all the duplicates, right? So credit repair is a keyword because it's two words, but it's one keyword. So if that is a common keyword in about 6 or 7 source codes that you have drawn, eliminate the duplicates. You don't need the word or the double word credit repair 10 times. You just need it once. So to recap, you get all the big websites that are your competitors, competition, small, big. Right click, view source. In the source, very often, well, 50-50 chance it has it or it doesn't have it, but in the top they write in the code, the meta code where they embed their keywords. You cut and paste those keywords and you create what becomes first a short list, becomes a long keywords. Guarantee you'll find over 100, 200 words. And you'll really build your portfolio. And where you will even blow your portfolio out even further is you want to get all the cities and neighborhoods, people that you can possibly meet with or call in Vegas, Henderson, whatever it is, Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas. You want to use keyword combination, city specific combinations. So when you build your enterprise, you're also building a radius around you where you could eventually meet with people because they put in a specific keyword. Las Vegas credit repair, Henderson credit repair, right? So not only are you throwing a broad net with very, very broad keywords such as credit repair, but you're also defining your geographical business area by nominating cities, the zip codes. You could, what is the zip code of Las Vegas? What is the zip code. Give it to me. So you could put credit repair 89044. Some people are lazy. They search by zip code, you know, and then that is a city that you can service, right? So find the zip codes of those neighboring cities like Henderson and create combinations. Credit repair 89021, right? Beverly Hills is 90210 credit repair, 90210 credit repair. So when you start making little city-specific videos for your YouTube channel, you then load those city-specific keywords, right? You could make a video. Are you based in the suburbs of Las Vegas and you need your credit repaired? Contact me, Scott Tucker, at blah, blah, blah. Here's my website. And then the keywords, the title, the description, and the keywords, you fine-tune to that city, you fine-tune to that neighborhood. For example, if I'm doing real estate, which I do in LA, and I want to look at the money areas, Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills, Culver City, Century City, Hollywood, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, Pacific Palisades, Brentwood, Topanga, Malibu, Marina del Rey, Venice, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Torrance, all the cities around me. And we're talking 30-minute radius. So I can make videos for West Los Angeles. I can make videos for Santa Monica homes, Santa Monica real estate. I can make videos for Tarzana, for Encino, for Thousand Oaks, for Westlake Village, for Bel Air. I can go wherever I want with my customization when I'm customizing my marketing approach. Does that make sense? And if that sounds foreign to you, that sounds like, well, I have no idea what you're talking about, no problem. We can have a conversation where we, in front of a computer, right? You're in front of a computer, I'm in front of a computer, and I've helped a lot of people. I mainly have helped a lot of my friends get their businesses off the ground. Here in the United States, in South Africa, and in Europe. Help them. What do you have? Okay. Well, the one guy is an off-the-charts interior designer, architect, builds bathrooms, builds kitchens, manufactures them in Italy, has showrooms in Dubai now, has showrooms in LA and Beverly Hills, on Robertson Boulevard. I mean, this guy has grown his business thanks to the internet, and I've been involved with a guy, his name's Lars, since day one. You listen to the person's skill set and you grow it. How far do you want to go? How far do you want to take your enterprise? Right? Now, sometimes your enterprise takes over your entire life. That's all it becomes. You can't even have a relationship because you're just working. This guy goes from show to show to show, from his showroom to his showroom in Dubai, to his showroom in Italy, to his showroom in Germany, to his showroom. I mean, the guy, all he does is work. I don't, dude, you gotta, and I'm glad to see that some of his Facebook, he bought himself a big yacht, he's traveling more, slowing it down, because maybe at some point you realize, geez, I've grown this company so big now, I'm spending too much time working. Good friend of mine, I've known him since a little boy, Lars. I've helped him with all his internet efforts, right? Websites. And I'm just really happy to see, and the guy has the most stunning house in Florence, Italy. I've stayed there sometimes, right? I'm just glad to see the guy enjoying himself. Yeah, that makes me happy. He is actually now enjoying life. Bought himself a little Cobra, the car, a nice sailing boat. Coming in. How do we do this? How do we do this? Firstly, I think we need to put on these masks are sometimes better because they're light. I'm gonna be around people now. Gotta wear my mask. At my destination. At my destination. All right. What do we do? What do we do? Hola! Marvino! There's the legend, ladies and gentlemen. Ruben's in the house. We're live. We've got a beautiful VW Beetle here. What happened to this car, Ruben?
Oh,
This is a newbie.
it's a lady.
Oh, I like it. What did she do?
They went for some normal service and they came up with a $5,000 bill. They removed.
They try to charge you $5,000 to fix this?
Can you believe that?
Can you believe that?
They did.
So that sounds like one of those shyster mechanics, right?
That's what
Those, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the difference between a shyster mechanic and a real mechanic is right here. I'm filming him. That's the real guy. That's the real deal who will not screw you over. But the guys wanted to charge the people $5,000 to fix.
They removed the train.
They removed the tranny
engine.
and they removed. This is the easiest thing to work on, by the way. And take these. Ruben can take these apart in minutes. So obviously this should be empty here. And they try to charge you $5,000. Oh my God, there's my beauty. There's my baby. Baby. My baby. Ruben's working on my baby. Woo! Fuel line. Oh, you got the fuel line in. Wow, beautiful. The fuel filter here. Edelbrock cob.
We'll see all slab now.
Okay, so we
finishing.
Oh, nice. This
Fuel line.
fuel line.
Fuel line.
Beautiful. See, I customized the fuel line. This man knows his stuff.
There will be
And we have a more powerful
alternator.
alternator, right? So we can charge.
On the end.
We're going to be running 2 batteries in this car, one for the sound system, one for the car. Wow. What else do we have going on here, Ruben?
Well, this is air conditioning.
Well, this is interesting. This is a little racing car. What is this? This is like a Mazda.
Mazda Miata.
Miata, good car, right?
Very simple car. Cheap.
What? Easy? Are they easy to work on?
We're doing air conditioning.
Oh, you're doing the air conditioning.
Air conditioning. It's working now.
Wow, this looks like a little racing car. Oh, you know what Ruben did with this one?
Oh, super range.
Oh, show us, Ruben. Only Ruben can do this. Ruben fitted a
2.2.
Subaru
2013 Impreza with a 2-liter engine.
Impreza Subaru engine. He fitted a Subaru engine in a Van Wagen. Hey, look at this guy. He's got Castro in the back. Freak out, the mothers of invention. Oh, he's in here? No, he's not in here.
No, he's Argentinian.
Argentina. He's from Argentina.
Yeah.
So the guy put a Subaru Impreza in the car. Ruben did it. He took the VW engine out. Look at this. I mean, this is a
1982.
Van Wagen. Great cars. California cars. And then there, the other baby. Look at this little baby. She drives me crazy. Our little truck. This is a beauty. Oh wow, this is the one that's powering the.
The new machine.
So how does this thing work?
Well, high pressure 150 psi, low pressure 30 psi.
High pressure 150 psi
and 30. Between
30.
and 40.
That's what it's supposed to be?
That's what's supposed on any car.
Any car.
Any car.
So what happens if, for example, the low pressure is on
Go higher.
10?
Or thing is not really enough because no pressure at all. It won't be any gas.
Okay, what about if it's on 90?
If it's 90, that means the compressor something wrong. It's not pumping properly.
It's not pumping.
It can
What if
be
the pressure is extremely high, like 400?
Clogged up expansion valve.
Clogged up expansion valve,
Yeah.
condenser,
Yeah.
and then you get those disconnect HP coupling and start AC system.
They're working right now. You see that?
Oh yeah, it's working right now. That's an amazing machine. Who makes this?
Snap-on.
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 Polar Tech Plus. Wow.
We installed new alternator.
We just put a new alternator in this one.
It wasn't charging at home. It's working nice.
The electrics on this one was fluctuating. Better brake booster put in here. Really good cooling system in this baby.
The pulse very nicely.
And this thing, this sucker.
We're calibrating the gauges right now,
and then over there you can see that's my hot rod over there. That's going to be a machine. A machine. Ooh, you know what I need to do here? I need to disconnect the music because otherwise they hit me with that violation. Sorry, I'll put it back on, Ruben, but when they...
After the charging system, we're calibrating the gauges. The gauges are not working properly, so...
Okay, I remember the gauges were a little bit off, right?
Yeah, you see here the gas gauge. That's the top point can reach. Almost like a 1/8 of a quart. The gallon doesn't fit to the top.
Oh, it is not doing the last bit, right? Yeah.
So we had to correct the balance.
And voltage is a little... Yeah, well, voltage is fine.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Voltage is...
14.5 volts.
Yeah, it's right.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's been calibrated.
Temperature, well, obviously it just started, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Oil,
It's
that's
perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, 45.
45, cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Really nice.
She's going to be ready soon. She's going to be ready. She's going to be taken. Rum, rum, rum. Take her out on the highway. We can race. Mads, we can race. I'll race. Marvino! Marvin's a legend. Oh, I like that little beetle, Ruben. I cannot believe, now you know why the car ultimately ends up here, because somebody else tried to rip her off. And then people then gave this person a recommendation from San Diego. The guy that you need to go to is Ruben, so the car ended up here. So that speaks volumes, and I can give you testimony on that because I know him for walk. I had to walk outside, my friends. Sorry about that. Reception inside the warehouse started dying down, so I apologize. A couple of people have left. I'm gonna finish up the video, show you where I am. Again, we're at our auto shop here. Come here a lot. I set up the Uber and Lyft things to help drivers. I've set up a little office inside for Uber and Lyft drivers. Now, my vision, that title that people gave me, the Referral King. I mean, I started building out referral stations in multiple cities, where people could walk in, get advice, English or Spanish, and sign them up. But then Uber yanked all the referrals. So, boom, $20,000, $30,000 a month gone. Okay, cool. I had a great ride. I can't complain. And then when I set up all the stations with a vision of signing up people, then we started turning them into inspection stations. So inspection stations will never go away, right? It's like a resilient, pandemic-proof business. So we have different inspection stations that we've set up in different areas, and it's working. This one happens to be at 793 Redondo Avenue. I'm going to go in. I'm going to say thank you to Ruben one more time. I'm going to say hello to my bro. Shaba Shaba Alibaba.
The system is in recovery. Evacuate the system is 180. So with parts protect slave altogether, you're looking around 280.
And Hollywood. I threw I threw him in. Sorry, I made him all nervous. You see, some people get really nervous when you put the camera on them. The camera doesn't bother me. So now the engine I bought here, I bought this engine. This is a 2-speed, and that's a 265, I think. What's Rabin doing?
This guy, he has a trailer
A trailer?
hub, the rear wheel bearings need to be replaced. So the thing is too old.
Oh, this is old one.
He had a hard time, it's hard time to get the hub. He bought it.
What year model is it?
This
That's when we're fitting.
Installed.
Oh, you did? Oh, beautiful, beautiful,
Also here,
beautiful, beautiful.
the brake down.
Oh, stunning.
Now I'm going to the other side, but I'll work here after that was the problem.
I'm going to show you guys how